Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Allison.
How are you?
I'm so good. How is everyone doing at home? We're excited to see Susan from Northern California, and Judy is joining us from Georgia, and Cindy from
Michigan.
Yeah,
she's with us today,
too. Oh, my goodness,
so.
this is great.
Yes,
Roberta
all
from
the
North
cold
Carolina.
Places, you guys are here.
Exactly. Well, you're right there with us, right? It is cold outside, but we're so glad to be inside, and we're happy to be doing 3 Themes Live today, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be with you today. Welcome to 3 Themes Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and we are ready for another part of our week, the final day of our 3 Themes Live week, and that is all about, we've been talking about back to the basics, and in particular, we're talking about quilt borders. So we've learned a lot so far this week. Cannot wait to learn even more because I've got my 2 pals here. Here we go. We've got Jacki and Allison. How are you guys?
I love
Absolutely
back
great.
to the basics because it does not matter how smart I think I am, which most times I think I'm really pretty smart. But I always learn something.
Yeah,
it's true.
I love it. And so I sometimes when I'm like back to the basics, I'm thinking, oh brother,
Yeah.
Here we go again. But then then I'm like, oh, I learned something again.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
even if you think you're the smartest quilter in the world, stick with us. We have
Oh,
some
my
fun
goodness.
things.
Well, it's a good
Isn't that the
refresher, don't
truth?
you think?
Yes.
I mean, especially if you haven't done something for a long time, like our project today.
Right.
You know, and it's
Oh.
like, okay, I remember when I did it the first time.
Yeah,
You know?
isn't
And-
that so true?
yeah.
I mean, speaking of your project today, we're going to be learning about making a baby blanket,
Yeah.
and
So fun.
this is something. When I saw them setting up, I thought, wow, I haven't done that forever.
Yeah.
Okay, now I cannot tell a lie. My mother-in-law crochets the tatting on the edge of
Oh,
the baby
sure,
blankets,
sure.
whatever. She's fantastic
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
And I kind of missed out on that era of having those. So she made me a baby blanket
Yeah.
out of flannel and did the edges. It's not for me to give away, it's for me. I have to tell
Oh,
you,
that
I
is so
love it. She
sweet.
made it big enough that it's
cute.
just lightweight. So if
Okay.
you think I'm out of the baby era,
that's
don't
cute.
count yourself
I love
out
it.
because we all can use a really soft, pretty blanket.
That's right.
We're never out of this blanket,
No,
I'll tell you.
I mean, this
blanket
one.
anytime.
I mean, we call it a baby blanket, but honestly, it can be for anyone, anytime.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this blanket is that it is self-binding, so it is fast, easy, quick, and we love that,
Yep.
don't we?
No
Yes,
batting.
we do.
And so I
Yeah.
can't wait. I can't wait to do it. So.
All right. Well, because we are talking about this particular blanket today, we thought it would be only fitting if we had a little,
I can't wait for this.
what do we call this? A
playing
game.
A game?
Yeah,
Play a little game.
Name that baby.
Name that baby.
Okay, the thing
Okay.
is that Abby has been very secretive about
she
this.
has,
Yes.
So we don't
I
even know.
think
Right?
maybe each of us will get one, but we don't even know who the babies
You,
are.
right.
you know what? I could probably
Guess
get
yourself?
one, and that's myself.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Except
Oh, I
not
can't
really.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
3 of these babies are us.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and you type in the
there's no-
comments.
Okay,
There's
I
no
don't know which
question.
side. There's no question that one of those is you, but which
Yeah.
one?
That's the question.
Yes.
I have no idea.
I think
You
you
don't
have,
have any
You don't
idea?
have any
I-
idea
I
yourself.
have- I
I'm
don't
going to
have
say
a
you have
clue.
the most hair.
Really? Would
Yes.
that,
I think
so which
that
one
you're
is
on
that? The
the
one on the
right.
right?
Right.
I would
Yep.
say you're on the right. That's
You
my
know what?
guess.
Ladies, I wish I knew. I wish I knew, but there we go. Kim
Okay.
and Kris.
All right.
Oh,
We thought we'd
cute.
start off with that one. That was fairly easy.
Oh.
Okay, who do we have here? Well, we only have a few
Okay.
I'm going
boys
to say
to
Todd.
think of. I'm going
Okay.
to say Eric.
Okay. All right.
Man, I have
No.
no idea.
Todd.
It's Todd.
Okay.
It is Todd. Okay, well, there we Look how
Okay.
cute.
I
Oh.
name this baby.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
the
the one
curly-haired
that's-
baby.
Oh, boy.
Oh man.
That looks
Okay, I'm
like-
gonna say this one's Eric.
Okay, well, it has to-
curly-haired.
just-
I think that the curly-haired baby's a girl.
Well, I bet that's Tara Lee because it's got to be a little older because look at the background. Look at the
Okay,
car.
if we had color, could we be able to figure that out a little bit better? Because my guess is someone with really curly hair, and that's got to be Suzanne.
Oh, Suzanne.
Okay, Suzanne.
Now,
all right,
if
there
it
you
was
go.
in color, that would be a dead
Okay,
giveaway,
okay.
wouldn't it?
All
Okay.
right. Oh, look at this cute baby.
Oh, cute.
I'm gonna say that
I'm
is-
terrible.
Looks like
at this.
Stacy. Maybe. No?
I don't know.
I,
Stacy.
It is Stacy.
It is Stacy.
Oh. Oh, that's
Wow.
Allie.
Oh,
That looks just like
I
Quinn.
know. That's got to be Allie.
It has to be
Yeah.
Allie because
I mean,
It looks just like
it
Quinn.
just looks like Quinn.
Yep.
It is.
It's Allie.
Mr.
Oh,
my gosh, look
Mr.
at that.
Q Man himself,
Oh.
right? Okay.
All right. I know
This
this
one.
baby, so I can't play.
Oh,
Ooh. Well, another old picture because of the background.
let's see. I'm
Fern.
going to guess Fern.
Yep.
Is it Fern?
Is it
That's Fern.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Isn't that the cutest picture?
That
Oh,
is so
cute.
sweet,
Cute.
Fern.
You know, that's darling.
Oh,
This has got to be,
oh.
I'm gonna say this is Steve.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Steve.
I think it's
got to
Steve,
be
yep.
Steve.
Steve.
Oh.
Yeah. Looks like his little boy. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. This has got to be Eric.
Eric.
yeah.
Oh, that's
It
no.
says- oh no.
Um,
It's not Eric. I don't know.
Oh my
no.
goodness.
Well,
Eee!
ooh,
Could it be Kyle?
oh, Kyle. Oh, my
Kyle.
goodness.
Is it Kyle?
It is Kyle.
It is Kyle. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Whew. This is
This
tough.
is hard, huh?
Um.
I don't know.
Who has really blonde hair?
I don't know. This is Eric.
Okay.
This is Eric?
It's not Eric.
No.
I said no.
Could
not
it-
Eric.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Nicole? Could it be Nicole? No, Nicole's, you're too young. You don't have black and white pictures.
They'll look a little tattered on the edge. Nope. It's not me.
Oh my goodness. And I got nothing.
You guys are funny.
Who is it?
It's Jacki.
Jacki, you're such a stinker.
You're such a stinker.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
you? That does not look like
That
you.
is me.
Okay, I know this one
my
too, so I
goodness.
can't guess on this
Okay.
one.
Oh. Oh, cute. Okay, that one looks like Haley. It's Haley.
Nope.
Oh,
No?
gosh.
Nope. But you're in the right department.
Okay, then it has to be, what's her bucket?
Abby.
Abby.
It's Abby.
It's Abby.
No,
Look how cute that
is
is.
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is Abby.
There
Okay.
we go.
She had
You
really
know, good
blonde
old, what's
hair,
her
too.
bucket? Yeah.
Oh, this is Allison.
Nope.
Okay.
It's not you?
Nope, that's not me.
Look at those cute,
Ooh.
beautiful eyes.
Wow.
Maybe Shelby?
Oh, I'm guessing, you know who I think it is?
Who?
The hair is a dead giveaway. Don't you think it's Cindy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cindy, you still got the hair going on, girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Baby
look at that,
picture.
sweetie.
Like,
This has
Maybe
got to be Allison.
It's me.
Yeah,
Allison.
okay.
Yep. It's the only baby picture I own.
I said, and it's the hospital one.
Yep.
Those are always.
So sweet.
Oh, last one.
Okay.
That one
Oh,
looks like Sherry.
Look at that. That
It's
is
got to be Sherry.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's got to be
Yes.
Sherry. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, fun. All right.
okay,
How
but-
many did you guys get at home?
That was
Did
really
you?
fun.
I mean, I know you were all guessing.
That was really fun.
I'm
Did you
terrible
guess
at
that?
it.
Everybody guessed me
I-
for Allison for a lot. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't look
But
the same.
Jacki,
No.
you do not look the
No.
same.
No.
There is
I-
no
And your
way.
kids and grandkids don't really look like you too. Some of them you're like Quinn. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
You can just
okay.
totally, yes. No, I had really
Blonde.
blonde hair
Blonde.
for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Oh my
Not me.
goodness.
I've
Wow.
always had dark hair. You've probably always had dark hair.
I've always had dark hair.
Yeah.
Yep, always.
That's
so,
fun.
oh
That
my
was
goodness.
really fun.
Okay,
I loved
well,
it.
That was fun.
It was great not knowing who it was.
Yes,
and
that
to
was
try and
really-
guess.
yeah.
that is right.
And so
yes.
I love that.
Sometimes
part. It was
there's a few little hints and clues that you can pick up on, but not
Some
very
that-
much.
yeah.
Not very much. All right. Well, we hope you had a smile come to your face today
Yeah.
thinking
We
about
did.
that because.
I thought it was really
Don't
great.
blackmail us.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Susan said that,
My
Jacki, your eyes are the same.
Okay, well,
There you go.
That's good.
All right. Well, are you guys ready to do this baby blanket
Yes,
with
I
us?
can't- yes, I can't wait.
can't wait because Jacki and Allison are headed over to the sewing table. They're going to be showing us all how to do the mitered baby blanket. It's a classic,
Yes.
and it's one you don't want to miss because this same technique, the same principles that they're going to be showing to us today, you can use for any kind
Yeah.
of quilt. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be a baby, does it?
Right.
No.
All right, so can't wait for that. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
My inspiration is a log cabin block. I love using rulers. It's called Log Cabin Trim Tool. You can do a 12-inch finish or you can do a 6-inch finished. First, cut your center square exactly. Make sure that your strips are cut at least a 1.5 inch. I'm going to take my square and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. Let me trim it. I can take it to my iron and press it open. Okay, so here was what I just sewed. I'm gonna sew another strip. I'm gonna trim it. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna sew my next one. I will center my center square, trim it. I'm gonna flip my block, trim it. So there's my perfect square. Okay, there's a little white square here, trim it. Flip my block, trim it. You're not gonna trim this last one unless you square it up. It looks really, really good. Okay, we have
Well,
to pay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
Jacki and I. She's got a dance for everything.
Well, not a dance, but I guess a little chant.
Okay.
A little chant, right?
Yeah.
'Cause in the video.
Right, we're like-
Yeah, I'm Jacki and you're Allison.
Yes,
right?
and we're gonna
trim it.
Trim it good.
Boom, boom.
Ba, ba, ba,
Okay.
ba. Trim it good. And when you trim it, you need to do the trim dance.
Yeah, there you go.
At home.
We should. We really should come up with a dance.
Oh, brother.
Honestly, don't
We're
you
so
think?
funny.
I think we should.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
okay.
The 3 Things Live dance,
Yeah,
and everybody needs to learn it.
I agree. I totally
okay.
think that would
You're
be
on
awesome.
it. Okay.
Don't you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. I think that's a challenge.
All right. Well, I'm the sewer today, which always makes everybody a little nervous, including myself.
Don't be nervous.
So I have
because-
never done one of these before.
Yeah. Well, this is really a lot of fun. So we're going to do a self-binding baby blanket, and I'm going to show you the big version. And look how cute that is.
I know.
So I'm going to show you how fun it is to kind of wrap the back to the front and do a miter corner right here.
It's so perfect.
Isn't that fun?
Let's see if we can
Well,
do this.
this is one of those things that I haven't done for a long time. And so you learn something new every time you do something new.
Right.
Or at least,
Or at least you get a little bit better
Yeah.
every time you do it. So if
Yeah.
you've only done a couple, Patricia Hell, she's like, I need a flannel baby blanket in her
Oh,
life. And
there you
I
go.
agree.
Yes.
So make one for yourself because,
Yeah.
like I said, there are very few gifts. Well, there are a lot of gifts I get excited about. Let's be honest. I like gifts. But I mean, but when I got that, there was just a little part of me that's like, okay, but I love it.
well, flannel always is great. I don't think it's just for babies.
No.
And so you could use any kind of flannel. This would probably work on a cotton if you would
Right.
rather have a cotton.
Right.
Or you could probably do it on a minky. I
Or
mean,
wool,
but
or
we're
whatever you
doing
wanna
it.
do.
We're doing it on flannel. And so the big question is, do you pre-wash or do you not pre-wash?
Yes, I see that online all
Okay,
the time.
right.
People are always asking.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I do, and then you can go from there. Pre-washed flannel looks like it's been
Pre-wash.
pre-washed. I was trying to make it come up with something really cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. It just looks pre-washed.
Yep.
And so I never pre-wash my flannel. I always buy good quality flannel,
Right.
and you can definitely tell that as well.
Because otherwise it gets that,
Yes.
that piling on it. But, you know, my general rule of thumb is either do or don't.
Yeah.
But if you're going to pre-wash everything. If you're not going to, don't do any of it,
Right.
because you don't want to have anything shrink just a little bit
Yeah.
and then not.
Well,
So-
and I think also if you wanted to pre-wash, if you had two different fabric contents, you know, then maybe you would want to pre-wash so
Right,
that
like
they
if
would
you did a
shrink.
cotton on one side and a
But this
flannel
is
on
all
the other.
100% cotton. It's gonna shrink at the same
Right.
rate, right?
Right.
So that's what you need to do first. And I'm doing a smaller version today because so then you can actually see the steps.
Right.
And so this is a big thing now. Are these little, what do they call them? The
Little loveys.
loveys, you know,
or sensory blankets.
everyone
or just,
just
something.
loves something small.
I was telling you guys before, my brother had a queen size quilt that he fell in love with that my mom hauled around until that kid was
Yeah.
3. And everywhere we'd go, it like took its own car seat because we're
Yeah.
like, okay, get Morgan's blanket, because he had to have it. It'd be summer, he'd be sweating on this queen size. So I think this is a fantastic
Yeah,
gift
this
to
is
just give
perfect.
them a little something that they can touch and feel with their hands, or you know,
could
just
even
little
put
security
that
blanket.
sensory fabric stuff
Yeah.
in here too.
Yep.
But I think the little kids just love these little things,
Right.
and they love to have that for comfort. So what you need to do is you've got to decide what size blanket you're going to do. Okay, so you can actually do it any size you want to, as long as your back piece is 10 inches bigger than your middle piece.
On all sides, or just a total of 10 inches?
A total of 10.
Okay.
From what my experience is. And
Okay.
so you can use, like if you did this one actually that I did here is a 30 and a by 40.
Okay.
Okay, so my middle section is 30 inches, and then my outside is 40.
Okay.
Okay, and so whatever way you want to straighten that up, you can lay it all out. If you have a great work area that you can lay it all out and cut it the 30 by 40, that's perfect. You can also fold it
Okay.
and then cut it the 15
Right.
and the 20 if you wanted to do it that way. Whatever works best for you. So then the next thing you're going to do is once you've cut that, I love to use some kind of fabric stiffener.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why I like to do that, so you can use this quilting and crafting spray. You can use any kind of
Magic spray.
Yes,
It's
magic spray.
yes. Especially in the aerosol if you're going to use it in
Yes.
a big.
And I really like to use that. It will wash away, but I like to use that because we are going to be working on the bias too, and it could stretch.
stretch.
So it just makes it work. It just helps a lot when
Okay.
we use that. So and then what you need to do is these are just some preparatory things, and then once you do this, it's lickety split.
Okay.
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 So I'll explain everything. So you'll be just fine. So my outside square, all I did is I found the middle points of all 4 of my sides and I put a pin in it.
Okay.
Okay. I did it just by folding it over and pinching the fold and putting a pin in it. I did the exact same thing on my middle square and marked the 4 sides. Another thing that I did, and this is very, very helpful, if you feel really good about your 1/4 inch seam and you kind of know on your machine where you need to stop, it's really important. But I think for me, this is easy for me. So on each of your squares, you need to just take a marking pen and you're going to just mark a line 1/4 of an inch. I just did a little square here in the corner. It's kind of hard to see. And I did that on all 4 corners. And I also did it on my right side. And you'll see why here in a second. So then I also marked my 1/4 inch here on each corner.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I did. What you're wanting to do is you're going to put your right face up, so your right side up and your right side down. So we're going to do, and then you're like, okay, well this is weird. How's this going to go together? It looks a little bit wonky. Trust me. So then all you need to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to line up my 2 pins. I'll take one of them out. Okay, I'm just going to pin now, join my front and my back together. So I'll turn it over. I'll have to kind of scooch a little bit, is there's going to be a lot of fabric. There's going to be a lot of fabric. Can you see where I'm going?
Just a second, I'm like, I'm not sure what she's doing, but all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's all coming
So
together.
William said you spray 505 to keep it from moving. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to pin all 4 sides. Okay, one more. And then there's a lot of fabric underneath. And so don't be alarmed. It will all work out in the end.
Okay.
So, all right, so from there, now it kind of looks like
a basket.
It kind of looks like this.
Kind of looks like a mess.
Yeah, it is. It does look like a mess, doesn't it? And now you see why I didn't do the 45,
right.
the big one.
Right.
So it's easier to see this way. All right, now the other thing that you need to do is you need to leave an opening. So on one of your side, I would leave at least a 4 or 5 inch opening.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to just do this one side. I'm going to pin it. So I'm going to have you start in the middle. I like to pin just because so it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you sew from this point, and then you're going to stop right there.
Okay.
If you can see.
I can see it.
You can see my little square.
Yep.
I'm going to have you stop the needle, and you're going to back stitch. So
Okay.
you're going to
Am
start.
I back stitch? Okay.
And then you're going to go to that point, and then you're going to stop,
And I'm
then
gonna
go
do a
back
1/4
stitch.
inch seam.
Okay.
Okay.
So then you're going to do it again, where you'll start over here.
But you work from the middle out
From
on
the
both
middle,
sides.
Yep.
Okay.
All the way around.
Okay.
So I'm going to pin this, and I'm going to show you. So you're going to do back and forth.
Okay.
Then we're going to turn it, and we'll do the same thing here, only we're going to sew from the middle over here. Then you're going to have to flip it. And this is why I did it on both sides, so that you can do it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and I back stitch. I'm going to do it all the way around. So,
Okay.
Okay,
All
are you
right.
ready?
Yep.
For this?
I'm ready.
All right.
Whew.
I've got
Okay.
the machine set.
Everyone say a silent prayer.
I have the machine set up.
Okay.
We're using the Altair 2, and I have it set up for a 1/4 inch seam using your presser foot.
Okay.
And I've got my stitch length at about 2.5.
Okay.
But we're
a
at this
little
first
back
point, we're wanting to leave a little bit of because we're going to turn it.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go to. Oh, Jackie, I think I did it wrong.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
You're good. I wanted to show you how easy this is. So, and we did it small so that we could, we could do it so quick. But actually, this worked up really fast.
Okay. Then I'm going to cut my thread. And,
Okay. Now you're going to flip it upside down.
okay. Why do I flip it upside
Well,
down?
I guess whichever way you want to do it. You could even start it from the.
That's fine. I can flip
Make
it
sure you
upside down.
make sure you leave an opening so that we can turn.
Okay. That's where I was like, I think I messed up on there.
No, you did. Well,
I'm just going to leave that opening. Is that good?
you've got to sew to the corner. So maybe
Yes.
just do this to right here.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Because I should have, should have left a bigger opening. But
Yeah,
we'll
because I
just-
said it does make it, especially when you're doing a bigger blanket,
Yeah.
don't hesitate to leave a bigger opening because you are pulling out quite a bit of excess fabric
Mm-hmm.
through, and if you have, and then we're going to sew it afterwards, so it won't even.
So it doesn't even matter.
No.
Okay, so there's my opening. As you
Okay.
can see, I have my opening right there, but I
Okay.
haven't done my next side.
Okay, so here she's sewed from here to this point, and then from here to this point. So now we're done with that side. Now
Okay.
we can go to the next side. We're going to do the exact same thing, but look at this. We are going to be having a little extra fabric. And as long as you keep your, we got to move that out of the way. Can you kind of see
I can
that
see
little
where
bit?
pinning really would
Okay.
help this.
So I'm going to just pin it to here. So I'll have this little flap of fabric here,
Okay.
that is what you need to do.
Let's call it a dog ear just for the sake of it.
Okay, that's a better term than a flap. Then I'm going to go on the other side
Okay.
and do the exact same thing.
Alice said she did
Okay.
this with a 4-H group and they absolutely loved it. What a great
Yeah,
skill to
yeah,
teach.
it was a lot of fun. So this one, we won't have the dog ear, but we will on this side. So
Okay.
now you're going to sew
Middle, all the way to the end.
middle.
Because I don't
yeah.
have to leave an opening
Nope,
on this one.
you don't have to leave
Okay.
an opening.
All right.
So you'll get the hang. See, you get the hang of this. So easy.
Yes, I can.
And this is also another thing where it's
do I have to
good
backstitch?
Yes,
Always?
I would. I
Okay.
would just to reinforce it, because you know that this baby blanket is going to be
Well
well loved, and so you don't want any stitching to come out.
Okay.
And so the other thing why I like to pin is that sometimes your edges kind of slide, and but that's a great thing about flannel, is that it does stick to each other.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to do this the first time, do it with flannel first because
Yeah,
it's so much easier to work with.
Because it is. And then you can experiment with some different. So now we've got our little flap, our dog ear, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I need to flip it upside down because otherwise I'm going to have my 1/4-inch seams all screwed up.
Okay, now, but if you're going to do it that way, if you start with the line and go backwards to the middle,
Yeah.
then try doing it that way.
Oh, okay. So that I can see where
Then you
it
can
marked.
see where the 1/4-inch in the corner.
Okay.
Or if you do it that way, then just mark it on the other side.
Okay.
Or if you know where to stop on a 1/4-inch, sometimes your presser foot will help you determine where your 1/4-inch. So we do
Right.
have a question
Okay.
from Donna. Why can't you sew from blue mark to blue? Oh, I get you. Okay, instead of starting in the middle. I think because you might get puckers. Okay, if you go from all the way over, you might. This is just the way that I learned. I'm sure you probably could. Let's try it. How's that?
Okay.
And we'll see if it really makes a difference.
I mean, let's try it when
This is
Allison can
like-
screw it up because,
this
I
is
mean, that's perfect.
This is like you teach an old dog new tricks kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it's the pot roast in the pot, when your
Yeah.
mom cut off the pot roast, and you can do it just because your mom.
Well,
your mom
Jackie,
did
this
it.
is why you don't do it. Right here. I need the seam
Oh,
ripper because
you've got-
look, I got a little
you got it
pucker right
caught.
there.
Okay.
Yep.
So she caught the.
So this is why, because I caught that edge right there.
Yeah.
That's okay. They don't need to see me mess up.
Okay.
I just need
Let's
a little.
just. Can we?
Yep, we can just do it with scissors.
Okay. Let's just do it with scissors.
It's
Boy, I just
just a
did-
little teeny tiny bit.
I was so trusting that you weren't going to have to unpick.
I know that you were not prepared.
Here, just.
Literally, you have to snip like 3 seams.
Okay.
Okay, let me just fix that.
That's perfect. So on the next one, let's just try it and see.
Okay.
We're gonna see if it does really make a difference to go from blue to blue. Especially when you're doing a bigger size blanket also. This is a really small, so for this little small piece, it would work out just fine to go from
Okay.
and do one.
Whew,
All right. So the
easily
next-
fixed.
Yep. So the next one, but on a bigger one, when you're pinning, you do get puckers. So that's probably why you reduce the amount of puckers that you get if you're doing a bigger size blanket.
Okay.
So on this one, let's just try going from blue mark to blue mark.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous.
You can do it. So we love to
Yeah, we always love your suggestions because
Yeah.
there's always a good way.
Okay, so I'm going to pin that really good. You could use clips or anything, but okay.
So
let's
this
just
one
go.
I'm going to go all the way down. Okay.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Because everybody's watching you?
Yes.
You're doing an awesome job. So you'll see, once you get the first one down, it usually is always easy to do your second one. So This makes a great quick gift for someone if your neighbor has had a baby or anyway, you could even donate these. I bet the hospital or some charity would take any of these blankets that.
Yeah. We always do little lambs. I bet they would take
Oh,
them.
absolutely. And they work up really
United
fast.
Way.
And so I think it would be a great idea. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, we have one more, and you can see how fast this really does.
Well, it might seem fast to you, but oh, brother, this
the
is not
magic
fast
is
to
in the
me.
next step. So we'll. I think it worked out okay. There might be a little. Let's just pin it, and we'll just do the. You can see there's our little flap that goes. I'm just going to put a couple in here.
Like
You can
hyperventilating
always,
over here.
yeah, but you can always lay it out and fold it just to make sure you don't have any of that
I
excess
have to
fabric.
remind myself a lot of times in the sewing room, and I don't know why I do this, but I always remind myself, Allison, this is fabric. You
Yeah.
can manipulate fabric. You are stronger than fabric.
Yes. Yeah, so the next thing that you're going to need when you are getting ready to do the next step, this is kind of where the magic happens. You're going to need a marking pen, and you're going to need a ruler for the next step.
Okay.
And so now we're going to create the miter on our blanket. So this is what we're going to create, would be this point right here on our blanket. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
now,
I don't know how this is going to work out, but this looks like a casserole carrier to
okay,
me.
well, I said, look at this. It does kind of look a little funny, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, so the next part is just a really important part, because now we're going to do our miter. So I'm going to fold it with the raw edges together and fold it to the corner. I'll have to shake it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use my hands, and I will just kind of press this out. So here are my raw edges, and here is my fold. So now what I want to do is I want to draw a line from our stitching line where we
Okay.
stopped to
Which is
the
why
bottom.
we marked the quarter inch.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to line up. I'm going to use the lines on my ruler, and I'm going to line up the fold on
Okay.
one of my lines. Then I'm going to line it. Here's where Allison stopped, right here, and I'm going to draw a line from the stitching where we stopped all the way across, right, just like that. Okay, can you see that? You can use a pencil, you could use a pen, I mean anything really, because you're not going to see this.
Okay.
Okay, so then all you're going to do is you're going to sew from here to here.
Okay.
Back stitching. Okay.
Back stitching on both ends.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Yeah, that's a good idea, Roxana. When you purchase fabric by the yard, you will, depending on the size that you do, you can use the excess fabric and make burp cloths, which is a really fun idea. I actually, for the excess fabric that I used here, I got 2 of these little loveys out of it. I had to purchase some more for the back, but this is another one. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because you have a 10-inch difference.
Yes,
So-
you do. All right, so I'm pretty confident that this is done right. So then,
She puts a lot of trust in me. You should see Chris's face. She's over there going, well,
Yeah.
you know, I've sewn with Allison before. Maybe you should
Yeah, no.
not be so confident.
oh brother.
Brother.
So I'm going to trim this off a 1/4 inch past my stitching line. If I were doing this for the first time, I would go ahead and I would do this on all 4 sides.
Okay.
And then I would go back and trim.
Okay.
Because then just check to make sure, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to just
Melanie
trim
asked
this.
if we have this in a pattern form. Oh, do we
Yes,
have this
we
in
do.
a pattern form? It
We
is
sure
on our
do.
website. It is also free in the club. So,
Yes. All right, so now we've done one of our corners.
Okay.
Right here. This is what it looks like. So now we're going to go and do our other corner. Okay, I'm going to put my raw edges together, as you can kind of see what's happening here.
Yep.
Okay, so here are my raw edges. I'm going to flatten that with my, okay, going to take my ruler, going to line up my edge, my sewn line, and then boop, there we go.
Okay.
Now we're going to sew this. So,
All right.
and you'll see how fast this really is. Repetition is always a good thing.
Yes.
That's how we learn, right?
You see how fast I'm going?
You are doing, that was great. We'll have this done in no time at all.
I know, because they're probably like, okay, come on, get on with it, you two. Okay.
All right, we'll hurry and cut this, and then I will just hurry really fast, and we'll finish this up, and then I'll show you how it comes together. Okay, there's number 2, and I'm just going to do 3 and 4.
Together.
We'll do it together so that we can. Okay, here we go. Raw edges together.
Yeah, say it out loud. 'Cause
Raw
repetition
edges
is good.
together.
Raw edges
Okay.
together.
Kind of press it out.
Yep.
Take and line up.
So the folds with the straight
Yep.
line.
I like to just put the fold towards myself, so then it's easier. Because if you went the other way, you would not get a miter corner. And that would not, let me just put a pin right here, and I'll do our last. You can actually do this all at once and sew
You
them all
can do it all
together.
at once.
Yes, you could do it too.
I could not.
Yeah, you could. All right. Okay, you can see how easy this really is.
Right. If you had an extra half hour, 35 minutes, you could just have a gift so ready to go.
Yes, it really doesn't take a whole lot of time once you get going. I think the hardest part was squaring up
Right.
my flannel, because everybody, no matter what you do, I'm sorry, it never is exact.
Right.
unless you pre-do it. If you have somebody cut it with a machine or a laser cut, right? So, okay, any other questions that we have? You could. Heidi says maybe you could use that in your Create a Story quilt. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, something baby would be so fun.
Yeah.
In a Create a Story quilt.
Well, and then what's really fun that you could do with this is once you've done this, you could actually be really creative if you wanted to. You could, if you knew, you could actually embroider names along here. You could, which is really, really good. You can also add some more embroidery here in the corner if you wanted to do that. You can do all kinds of different ways to, but this doesn't have any batting in it either. All right. All right, really quick here. We will do this really fast, and then you'll see how the end result comes and how it goes from this all right. Ooh, I almost cut it on the sewed edge. That would have been not good.
As long as you did it.
I know.
All
right.
right.
So now we find our opening, which is right here. Now, what I would do is take it, because of time, I would lay it out so then you can kind of see that it's starting to take form.
Oh.
I would take it to my iron and I would press all of the seams towards the border.
Okay.
And then I would press my seams open in the corners.
Okay.
I also want to, I will want to take and trim a little bit off each of the corners to get rid of the bulk.
Okay.
I'll do that really fast. And then you'll find your opening. There was one more. then you'd find your opening, and then we're going to turn it right sides out. So this is where a turning tool would be an awesome thing. Any type of turning tool to poke out your corners. And then you can kind of see why it's important to
Have a big enough,
have
yeah.
a big enough thing.
Yes, because if you had a
you
big
are
quilt.
pulling quite a bit of fabric through here.
And also why backstitching is important too, because if you
Yes.
don't backstitch, then you pull your seams out.
Yeah, so I'll hurry and we'll get this turned. I get so,
You're fine.
this gets so, sometimes there gets quite the, I love to shake it out. Like we're doing hanging out our laundry to dry out of the dryer. So I will take an R&K turning tool, or you can take any turning tool that you have and
bone
poke out.
turners.
Yep, poke out the holes, except you don't poke out you have to be really careful that you don't poke it through your corner. All right, so there we go. So then all we need to do now is we'll take it to the iron and we will press this really, really good. This is our opening. It just normally folds over, and then from here you can actually top stitch around here to hold it into place, or you can
Okay.
use a decorative stitch, and then you press it really good, and that's all there is
That
to it.
would be so fun with a decorative stitch.
Yeah.
Awesome,
That's it.
I can do this.
You did it.
Yes, yay.
And you did an awesome job. So
All right,
it looks
perfect.
a lot better, and it just kind of lays. It lays perfect, and with a little bit of pressing, then you got it. You did it.
Okay.
Good job, Allison.
All right, thanks, Jackie. You're an
All right.
awesome teacher.
Well.
All right, well, we will be right back in just a second. We're going to join Kris. Actually, she's going to join, no, we'll join her over at the studio, because we have
We
a
have
discover
something
that
really
is
fun.
so fantastic.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in just a second.
All right.
For someone out there who might not know what a jelly roll is,
40 individual pieces of fabric cut 2.5 inches wide from selvage to selvage. So I sew 2 together, and then we're just gonna put them right sides together
okay.
and sew down one side and the other. I'm gonna create kind of a tube. So you need that 45-degree line right on my stitch seam.
Stitch seam.
I'll just make my cut. And then I can just use the right angles. So I will just, when I'm going to make my next cut, just flip over. It's super easy. And then watch how this just
Oh my goodness.
pops open,
Yes, I love that.
and you get 2 different looks from that tube.
Yes, I love that. Last week, Three Things Live was seriously delicious. It was all about dessert first quilting. I mean, give us all the jelly rolls, layer cakes, and honey buns, and we'll whip something together real quick.
We also had our special guest, Amy Smart of Riley Blake Design, stop by. She shared with us her best tips for working with pre-cuts. We made quilts, table runners, and coasters.
And we're not just talking about food here.
Well, not entirely about food.
If you know, you know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you especially need to watch these shows.
Join us live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern. So what are you waiting for? You belong here. Catch up on last week's shows via Facebook or YouTube by clicking the links below.
Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover. Let's go. All right, welcome back, everyone.
Thank you, Jackie. That was so fun.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
and someone asked if you could quilt it. You absolutely could quilt it.
You really could.
Yes, you could. You could really do a lot of fun stuff to
Yeah,
make it
and
creative.
I have seen where people have put some batting in
Yes,
there
you
as
could.
well.
You could.
So if you did want it heavier,
Yeah.
that's a great way to go.
Yeah, I think so.
But talk about
it's so
easy.
fun.
In
It's
fact,
so
you'd
easy.
want to make several of them so
Yes,
that
you
you
do.
just have them on hand, ready to go.
Especially once you're in the mode of doing it.
Exactly. Just
then you
keep
just,
on going.
then you
So,
just go.
Jackie, tell us, how can we get the kits?
Yes, we do have four different kits, flannel kits, that you can purchase on our website.
Yes.
We have 4 different ones. We have this one that I showed today, this cute.
Adorable.
Which is darling.
Yeah.
So we do have some blue ones and some different colors. But so head over to our website.
There's some
and-
rainbow ones. There's
yeah.
blue with the bunnies. I mean,
there's
so
some
yes,
fun.
yep, they're on there, as
Yeah.
well as the pattern. If you just want the pattern,
Yeah.
Yes.
or log into the club.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Yeah, so it's-
absolutely.
So yeah, that will be fun.
All right. Well, speaking of baby,
Yes.
we've made a recent discovery that's brand new in the quilting world, and I think you guys are going to love it.
Yes.
Tell us what it is, you two.
Well, we found this and just got it into the store.
Yes.
Like when
Yeah.
I say just, we're talking a little bit. So if you would like to order this, you can purchase the yardage by calling the store.
Okay.
And we will put the number up on the screen. You call the customer and just hit the store. It's 435-213-3229. Be sure to talk to the store because that's where this is. But this is called double plush. Now,
Why double?
double plush because
There's
wait
a
till you
reason.
see this.
It is
Okay.
yummy.
All right. Well, it comes off the bolt. This is how it comes off the bolt. Isn't that darling? But it's not just one-sided, but it's double-sided.
So you don't have to put two pieces
Literally-
together.
Literally, Jackie and I were like, how could we finish this?
Yeah.
If you have a serger, put a rolled
Yes.
hem on the edge of this.
This is
Yes.
literally nothing. That
Oh
you,
my gosh.
Isn't it, Phil?
If you could feel through the screen,
Yeah.
let me tell you, soft, soft, soft. I
open
don't know
these.
if I felt anything softer,
Oh,
honestly.
well, it is. I think it's softer than Miki.
I do too.
Yes.
I mean, and I
you
love.
could bind the edges.
I love
you
the
could
fill.
just hem the edges. You can
Yeah.
put a serge on the edge. But this is so fantastic.
Isn't that fun?
It's really
this
cute.
is one of my favorite blocks.
Yeah.
But look how fun. You could take them and
Yes.
put bias binding on here.
Yes.
I mean, you can. Well, you don't have to
Wow.
have bias binding.
If you
but-
want to waste one side of that, by all means, put it on the back of a quilt.
Yes,
Oh my
you could
goodness.
do it. That
Yes.
you definitely.
I
Isn't
just
it?
want
I know.
to keep feeling. I want to just.
We're gonna wrap up
sleep in it. Yes.
That's why we cut 3, one for each of us.
I know,
That's
right? This one I think is
Cute.
really fun because
Yeah.
I think you could actually, let's go on the end. You could actually cut it out with your scissors and do a fun edge.
Oh,
or
like a
you know,
scallop
even
edge.
do a scallop edge
Yeah.
right here. You could cut that out and do
And
a
you know what
look
I
how
love
cute
about this is this is so sweet for baby, but not just for baby.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, this would be great for anyone to just look at that stretch.
Yeah,
right.
So
and
yeah,
it's
it's
cozy.
60 inches wide, so you
It's-
can buy
it
whatever
does-
yardage you want.
When you cut it, it doesn't fray. You do get
Well,
a little white
yeah, there
on
is
there,
a little
but it's
bit.
not near as messy as Miki.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, in fact,
It's
they
pretty
call
good.
this double plush velvet, just
Yeah,
because
true.
it feels so
Yeah.
so soft.
Well, this
so.
this is absolutely adorable. So this is the one that us quilters, or for adults would love
definitely.
to wrap up in.
Or to, you can make a small lap quilt
Yeah.
for someone who's elderly and
Yeah.
have a
Now,
little
funny
something
story, because Marion says she wants a pair of PJs out of this.
there. Yes.
okay.
Now I'm going to tattle on my husband. I hope he's not the only one. But last night he goes, "What day is it? Tuesday?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Tuesday." And he's like, "Okay, good. I can wash these pants." So just think, if you had PJs, I'm going to make him a pair of PJs so he can just turn them inside out and get a
Okay,
whole
there
other
you-
week's wear out
yeah.
of those.
Well, there you go.
Boys,
There
boys,
you go.
that is so gross.
That is just so cute. I love
okay.
this. This is called double
double plush.
lush velvet.
Double
is what
lush.
it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double
And we-
LUSH.
Yes, and we have it at the store, and so if
you
give
want
the
some
store-
yardage.
yeah, call and we'll get it.
What do you think
shipped
would
out.
be a typical size? If it's 60 inches wide, what would you
Well-
tell them to recommend for like a baby blanket, for example?
Well, then I would just do it square. Usually, don't you think?
Yeah.
I would do a 60 by 60.
I would do too.
But I think that's still big enough that it would
That's
be a great
plenty.
lap size
Yes.
quilt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I always-
Like I said, we brought in one that's really babyish, but those other two,
Yeah, are
I mean, can
anything.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Like if your grandma or your mom, is
Yeah.
wheelchair bound, or I mean, how comforting this would be, or if just in these. It's one of these that you could have during the winter, and then when it got a little bit warmer, I mean,
Oh, I have a blanket.
I always have a blanket
I
on
have
me.
a blanket no matter what time of year.
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes.
on the couch. I have my blanket.
Take
So-
it with you to the office.
There,
Yes. Well,
Yes.
I know. If you know, you know.
Maybe we should.
Yes.
Right.
I didn't think about that.
Oh
We
my
should.
goodness.
All
Well,
right, so
this
be
is
sure to
really
call
fun.
435-213-3229. You're going to hit the store option. If you hit Bryn, she's just going to transfer you to the store
Yeah.
because she can't order this for you. It's
Right.
just in the store, but they'd
Yeah.
be happy to help you with that
That'd
too,
be fun.
because we just got this.
Wow.
We
did.
just got it.
Add a binding, call it done.
Yep.
Or don't
just
add a
serge it.
binding, hem
Just
it.
serge it.
Serge
Yep,
it.
serge
I
it.
like that even more.
Serge it. Yeah.
I
So,
love that.
really
All
fun.
right. Well, that's a great discovery in the quilting world, and thank you for
Yes.
sharing that with all of us.
We have another
Jacki,
discover.
we
Yeah.
have a comment sold tonight.
Yes, we do.
Do you want to tell us a little bit
Yes.
about that?
We have some really fun things for tonight at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
But we have this really, really cute thing that
Oh, we're just
Kris
dying.
did.
Oh.
It is adorable.
Here we
this
go.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Bunny.
It's a very original name,
I
right?
said Mr. and Mrs. Bunny.
She said, "What's the name of your pattern?" It's very original. It's Mr. and Mrs. Bunny.
Yeah,
Speaking
so
from
cute.
somebody who has to search the website, when we start getting really ultra creative, it's
Yeah.
hard to find them. So
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Bunny are great.
Straightforward.
But aren't these just absolutely?
really
I
so
just love
cute.
them.
Yeah.
I love them. We
Yeah.
are going to feature these tonight on our
Yes.
comment sold.
And the nice thing about these is that the pattern or the kits include pre-cut, pre-fused shapes,
Yeah.
including if you can get an up close of these glasses,
Oh,
you
the
got to
glitter.
check out the
They're
glasses.
glitter glasses. It
The
is-
glasses are so flippin' cute
Yeah.
because they're made from glitter, but they're already cut out for you.
Yes.
And certainly you could not cut it out that nicely with scissors.
And
Now, are
then-
these sewing or machine embroidery,
They're,
Chris?
they're both.
Both.
They're
I'm
both.
in. I'm
I
in.
said
They are
They are
both.
so cute. We've been planning this for a long time.
Yes, we have.
And when you come and see these, you're just like, oh, I am so in love.
Yeah.
Love, love, love. Kris,
These
kudos.
are not in the
Kris
club.
is
I'm
so
sorry.
good.
I mean, you know,
These
every
are so
once in a
good.
while we just know something's
Yeah.
going to sell so fast that it's not in the club.
No, this
so
is not in the club yet, but it
Yeah.
may be
maybe
sometime.
soon, but
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll decide not
I
to.
actually have a couple of other designs in mind that
Okay.
that club members are going to get
All right.
here really soon.
All right. Well, I think
Okay.
these are darling. So I can't
you.
wait to.
Thank you.
And we made sure we have plenty.
Yes, we do.
So-
and the towels are cute.
The
Yes.
towels
I
are
mean,
really
that's
cute.
the inspiration
and
right
I
there.
love the pom-pom trim. So the
Yes.
kit not only includes the
Yeah.
pre-fused,
Yep.
pre-cut,
Right.
you also get the pom-pom trim,
Yeah.
and you get the 2 cute towels. There you
Done.
go.
Done.
So
and we
fun.
have other great products that are being featured
Yes.
tonight as
It's
well.
gonna
so
be a great
make sure you
show.
don't miss it. Do we have any samples we're giving away tonight?
absolutely.
Okay,
Free samples
so-
tonight.
Hey,
You
there
can't.
you
You
go.
have to log on to Comment Sold to order these. Unfortunately, they
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
Comment Sold item.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just giving you a sneak peek.
Yes.
Yes, a sneak
Yes.
peek. So
All
fun.
right,
So
friends. Well,
fun.
thank you so much for hanging out with the three of us today.
Loved
we hope
it.
you've enjoyed yourselves. And thank you both for a wonderful demonstration for us. It's good to be reminded of some of those things that make, our projects really fun and easy to do. And as we conclude talking about borders, borders can make or break a quilt. I've said that often this week. It's so nice to know that there are certain rules for borders, but there's nothing wrong with bringing a border from the back to the top.
Absolutely.
And the mitered way is a really great way to go, I think.
yeah.
So thank you
was
for
really
sharing
fun.
that with us. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things you love, and we hope to see you again real soon. In fact, we hope to see you tonight,
tonight, for
6:30.
sure.
We'll see you
Okay.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.